So here's a little bit of a review because we've covered a lot of material and I just want to make sure that it's clear. But we downloaded Go, and when we did that, we found out which is the right version for our machine and whether we were 32 or 64-bit, and downloaded and installed the right one. And then we just tested it, and Hello Go will run from anywhere, right? You'll just you create a file with a Go extension and then call that file, and that runs from anywhere on your computer. And so we said, well, that was pretty dang easy. I like that. That's cool. And then we said, well, let's learn how to write Go code. And we came over here, and the first thing we learned was there's something called the Go tool, and we looked at the Go tool, and inside the Go tool, we saw that there are some commands, and we could run any of these commands by using the keyword Go and then following it with the command. So we already did that with Go run when we ran this first test. Right here we said Go run and then the file name, and that ran that. So okay, well, cool, that makes sense, the Go tool. And then there's build and install, and so we started to look at how does install work. And before we did that though, we came in here and we learned, hey, we got to set up a workspace in Go, and that workspace has to have a source, a package, and a bin. And so we have those 3 folders put into a folder. We set up that workspace, and then once that workspace was set up, right, and again, there's a difference here in how this is depicted in this workspace being set up right there, and then how it was set up in this video, just in the sense of in the video, the guy used some reverse domain name, folder notation stuff. And here we just did bin package source, and then we created a folder hello, and we put a file hello go there. And just to show you that, right, we did that, and we put that file there, and then we went to the terminal and we ran it. And so what was the big deal? It still ran there, it ran here, and then it also ran there. And so why do we need these folders? Well, when we tried to install this, it didn't work. When we ran Go install and we tried to install it to create the executable, nothing happened. And the reason it didn't happen is because for Go install to work, as we learned, we need to set a Go path. We got this error outside Go path, and so we needed to set a Go path. And the Go path variable basically just tells the Go runtime engine, or whatever the hell it's called. It tells the Go runtime engine, we'll just call it that. It tells Go to go, it tells Go that here is a source folder in which is Go code, and inside the source folder is the bin, the package, and source, right? And I need to have these 3 folders because when I go and I say I want to install something, which basically turns it into binary, it's going to look for the bin, and it's going to take whatever I told it to install and stick it into the bin. And if we don't have that Go path variable set up, it'll give us an error, hey, no Go path variable set up. And so I could see my environment variables, and I could see that I have, my Go path variable set up, and I could set it up for multiple folders in which I have Go code. And each of these root folders, each of these root folders needs to have bin, package, and source in it, right? And then I'll be able to use Go install, and it'll create the binary executable. And so to set your path variable, we went to our home directory, and then we did ls-la, and we saw that, okay, well, here is my bash profile. A little bit further up the list. There's my bash profile right there. And so we typed in pico to edit the bash profile .bash_profile. And then we came in here and we added, this line right there, which added, the pass for, Go path. And then once we did all that, we no longer got that error that we needed to have. Where's that error? Those are all my environment. We no longer were outside the Go path, right? So we now have a Go path, a path in which Go stuff can occur, so the Go path. And so that was setting up the Go path. And then once we got our executable, we had to kind of change, we tried to run it. And we tried to run it from the command line, and we went into this folder and we said, okay, just run this file, and it didn't work. However, when we directly specified the path to that folder, and by that I mean, let me just type in clear. And by that I mean I said, okay, I'm going to do this, and then go into Go code 2, and then go into bin, and then and then do hello. When we directly specified the path to that folder, it totally worked. And we realized that in Unix, which is the Mac, in order to run an executable, you have to either specify the full path, or the path has to be defined in the path environment variable. And so we went in and we defined the path environment variable, and we told it to add this chunk of code right there. And the way we did that was by using this command right here, which was export path, equals $home go code bin, but mine was go code to bin path. And so that's just a little bit of a review of everything we've covered so far. You've installed Go. You got the basic hello Go program to run. You learned about the directory structure where you need bin, package, and source folders. You added another folder called hello. You created one more hello Go program. You ran it from there, no problem. You tried to use go install to turn it into binary, which would then drop it in here, but go install didn't work at first. You had to then set your go path variable, so that the folder in which these three folders reside is seen as a path where Go code occurs. And once you set your go path variable by editing your bash profile, right? And in Windows, you're going to be doing your go path variable different. But once you set it, then you could use go install, and it will turn all that into binary. Once it was in binary, we tried to run it, but we weren't able to run it directly from this folder, because to run things in binary in Unix, you have to specify the full path, or you need to have your path variable pointing towards that directory, right? And so we went in and we changed our path variable to point towards that directory, and then we were able to run that from within that directory. So right now, what directory am I in? I'm in there. If I type in hello, right, it even will say, oh, well, can I find a hello in any of these different directories? And it finds it in one of them, probably in multiple, and it runs the first one it comes across, and so it just ran it right there. So that is sort of the quick getting Go set up. There's a little confusing stuff in there about path variables, but I hope you're starting to get a hang of a handle on what they are and how they work and why they're important and how to get all this set up so it's running.